Hare Krishna.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmenilam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamannati Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everybody. So I thank His Grace Sri Hari Sridhar Prabhu to give me this opportunity to read and explain a little bit about Bhagavad Gita. So today we will read about chapter number 1, Bhagavad Gita, shloka, the verse number 11. So I will read the shloka and the translation, then a little bit of explanation. So the shloka goes like this. Ayaneṣu cha sarveṣu yathā-bhāgam avasthitāḥ bhīṣmam evābhirakṣantu bhavantaḥ sarva evahi. So translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All of you must now give full support to Grandfather Bhīṣma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. So this is a preparation to the war, and here, as we know from the previous shlokas, all the speakers have been explaining. So this is about Duryodhana approaching his teacher Dronacharya and giving the importance of what this fight is, and he needs the complete support from them. So he's mentioning in this particular shloka about how the protection of Bhishma Pitamaha has to be given. Now, from the point of material calculations, if we say, even today also, they give a lot of importance to the army chief, or it may be Navy or Air Force. The reason is these people have come to that position based on their previous experiences. They would have spent around 20-25 years in protecting the nature, the nation, and they would have seen so many battles, and they would have come victorious. So and they would show that leadership position. So here Bhishma Pitamaha, being the eldest among the Kurus, okay, everyone is a Kaurava here. Only the division came when Pandu and Dhritarashtra was born. So Dhritarashtra side were called as Kauravas, and the Pandu side were called as Pandavas. But still everybody comes under Kuru. So among the senior most Kuru was Bhishma Pitamaha. Now the protection of this great personality was required, because if they tend to lose this great personality, it is for sure that they are going to lose the war. So if we see the Mahabharata series, if you read the Mahabharata, until Bhishma Pitamaha was there, so everything went smoothly as per the codes and conducts of the warfare. Okay, so it's not like how today we see when we hear about India-Pakistan war, or something clashes going on near China border, or some other countries fighting. They just spray the bullets at the civilians or soldiers randomly. It's not the way it was fought in the previous ages. There were so many rules and regulations laid down, and that was also Shastric. Even the war was Shastric in previous ages, be it demigods and demons, or be it some other nations fighting on the same planets or different planets. So everything was under the rules and regulations. So here, even Duryodhana was abiding to the rules and regulations until Bhishma was there. But when Bhishma passed away, sorry, Bhishma, when he fell, onto the bed of arrows by Arjuna, everything went haywire, as in here and there. So protection of Bhishma Pita was known to everybody because the points he had given, the way his planning was there, was very, very. I can say it was outstanding. Even in terms of Raja Dharma, as in how to run a kingdom diplomatically. Okay, today we talk about elections, diplomacy, nations, discussions going on to reduce the tensions. We see in the news. Okay, so even those days also, all this diplomacy, political situations were not so good in terms of different kingdoms. So there were differences of opinions among different kingdoms. So one side was the parties who were supporting the Kauravas, and another side there was parties who were supporting the Pandavas. So that's how we see that the Akshonis, as in the parties coming with the armies to support Duryodhana side, the Kaurava side were more than what Pandava side. So even today also we see there are a lot of political differences going on because the ideology is different. So the difference of ideologies is causing all these so many news which was causing. Of course, today we take everything whole and soul for whatever the news comes as true. It's not actually true because the nature and the thought level, that is completely different from how it used to be in the previous ages. So even in terms of being a politician or a diplomatic person, Bhishma was the best. So even Krishna was listening to him in terms of how to run a kingdom. So he was on such level. And in terms of his seva, in terms of if I say service, okay, because we see Bhishma Pitamaha has been given the position, or he's been mentioned as a mahajana, one of the great personalities. Mahajana means there are 12 people like the Narada Muni, there are Kumaras, there is Kapila, there is Janaka Maharaj, there is Swayambhu Manu, there's Brahma. So like this, there are 12 personalities. Yamaraj is one of among them. So these personalities have been given as Mahajana because whatever they speak, it is authoritative, and they whatever they say, it is Shastrik. Now, being such a great personality, how can these personalities can come on the side of the wrongdoers? As in, the somebody is harassing a woman in the sabha and being silent. You don't say anything. Dronacharya is not telling anything. Bhishma Pitamaha, Kripacharya, nobody is telling anything. They're just abusing a woman Draupadi. They want to disrobe her, and they're silent. So, as we all know, there are two reasons. One is because he was he had taken the salt, as in he was being maintained by Kauravas, and the second thing is he was giving protection. He had promised to give protection to the Vamsha. So we see sometimes in our life a situation where we come across this, where we have to we think that we are doing good, but for the other person we will be always on the wrong side. So it happens with us all the time. Sometimes when we come to the KC, when we start chanting or we do certain things, the other person always takes the wrong things, because what is all these things? But we have to see a great personality like this, Bhishma's, appearing here. He is in a mood of chivalry, as in Veera Rasa. Okay, we all know what Veera is, being chival. So that mood he served the Lord. So this is one of the service. There are great personalities like this in the history also who have given this kind of service, and Bhishma Pitamaha is one of among them. and his passing away also is glorious because he had the opportunity at the Bhishma Kund. We all went recently to Vrindavan, Kurukshetra, so we saw what Bhishma Kund is. So there he laid down and he had the darshan of the Lord, and he saw the Lord directly, and he passed away from this world. So he's one among the best vasus, we can say. Vasus are the positions which are given to the demigods. They are demigods, Gandharvas, Vasus, who manage the entire material affairs, like how we manage our certain things. I manage certain office work, somebody manages the state or the nation. Similarly, they manage the entire material affairs. So these Vasus are the personalities, and best among them was Prabhas or Bhishma Pitamaha. So we have to somehow we follow in the footsteps of what Bhishma Pitamaha has given us. We all know the glorious Vishnu Sahasranama, which emanated because of the questions which arise, the conversations, and also he gave a series of detailed instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj, because after winning the war, he is going to take over charge of the kingdom. And there are so many instructions which Bhishma Pitamaha has done. So we in Gaudiya Sampradaya, we give a very high position, respect, reverence is there for Bhishma Pitamaha. We pray to him to be like such personality. You know, we always remember him. So we have Bhishma Panchak, we follow the 5 days of fasting, and we also have Bhishmashtami. Okay, so all these things are very nicely given. If somebody has time, so we have to give time to read Mahabharata, you know, the original Mahabharata, not like just watching the serial today. You know, time we are just giving our time, you know, spend our time in watching TV, and we take that some serials as that is what is Mahabharata. No, I'm telling, go to the original text, read Mahabharata. So there are so many devotees who have written Mahabharata. Read these personalities, you know, the characters, the features which they have exhibited, why they came here, why they behave like this. So these things are very much required. So if you want to know the Lord, you have to know his devotees. So if you know his devotees, then you can approach the Lord easily. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Dasa Dasanudasa. So if you want to worship me directly, don't come to me directly. Even in Bhagavad Gita, it says, don't come to me directly. Come through my devotees. You worship my devotees. That is the best way. So we have to worship the devotees here. So there are so many senior devotees in our movement. There are so many things we can learn from everybody, and we can approach to the Lord directly. Okay, so that's the way of going to Vaikunta. So, shall I continue, or 7 o'clock end the class, Prabhu?
Prabhu, we usually end around 7 o'clock.
Okay, fine. So, I hope this was a takeaway for today's class. And again, I thank for this opportunity given. I hope to get more opportunities to speak on different slokas. So one thing is, remember all these points, because every time we read Bhagavad Gita, it refreshes our memory and it connects with the Lord. Okay, so I end here my class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.